The Lounge, proudly brought to you by Johnny Walker. Keep walking.
Good evening. Welcome to The Lounge, broadcast from the Equator Bar at La Palme Royal Beach Hotel in Accra. My name is Sakyi-Addo, and The Lounge is brought to you by Johnny Walker. Keep walking. Nothing makes a parent prouder than to have a child who is just smart. But to have 3, maybe even more prodigies in one family, now that is prodigious fantasy. Or is it? Well, that's exactly the story of the Gyan-Darkwa family of Kumasi. Ruth Ama Gyan-Darkwa is 13 years old. She's just been admitted to KNUST. Her older sister, Grace, is 18 and already in final year at the University of Ghana. One of their younger siblings might attend university even earlier than that. Ruth and Grace are my guests on The Lounge, along with their father, Kwadwo Gyan-Darkwa, a teacher at Prempeh College. So what's he and his wife been feeding their children? Or do mom and dad possess genius genes? Welcome to The Lounge. Teacher and daughters, Ruth and Grace. So, what have you been feeding the children?
Well,
what's the trick?
Well, first, it's by the grace of God. In fact, before we produce a child...
What about the rest of us? We don't... No grace of God upon us?
No, grace of God is...
All the millions and millions of people, pious, God-fearing, God-loving, God-worshipping, and for them, no grace. Surely, there's something.
But what I want to say is that for us, before we produce a child, we specifically ask God to give us someone who will fear God genuinely and also be intelligent. And that is how we do it.
Really? So that's all? So we should close the program?
No, there are a lot more to that.
So Ruth and Grace, let me start with you, Grace. So you are in final year at Legon, which means final year, that's fourth year. Yeah. So you went to university at 14?
Yes, please.
What are you studying?
I'm reading political science and English language.
Political science and English language?
Yeah.
Wow. And how's it been so far?
Okay, well, it's been good. It's been normal. I've not really had any challenges, especially regarding my age. To me, the age issue is just the number of years I've spent in this world. It has not really affected my living or my thinking in any way. I always have that flow with my mates, so everything is normal. And in fact, until I tell you I'm 18, you'd hardly suspect any such. Yeah.
Wow. What did you study in secondary school?
Okay, back in high school, I read general arts, literature, history, French. Yeah.
So you are not mathematical like your sister, or it's just your preference for
She's also very good in mathematics. In the absence of a mathematics teacher, I think she can take over. When she completed secondary school, she didn't do elective maths at school. But within 3-4 months, she studied elective maths, wrote and had C4. It's a very good pass within 3-4 months. So she's very good mathematically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ruth, congratulations. You've just been admitted to university at 13.
Yeah.
So I can't even get my head around it. And you're studying maths.
Yeah.
What? So tell me, what courses are you studying? What topics are you studying this semester since you went to tech?
Well, I'm studying logic calculus, physics, biology, computing. Yeah.
And in maths, what are the specific topics for this semester?
For calculus, we started with differentiation, and we learned polynomials. Finished.
What's polynomials? Please teach me.
A polynomial is, let's say they give you a function y equal to 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 5. Then they will tell you to find the roots of the function. They will tell you to find the factors, and they will give you they'll give you a factor, and they will tell you to find the remainder.
And then you at 13, you're able to find it?
Yes.
Interesting. Kwadwo? Kwadwo is the producer. Please, when we finish, let him find polynomials. Me, as for me, don't ask me anything. So what is the source of your interest in maths?
The source?
Yes, I mean, where did you get this interest from? Do you enjoy maths, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, children enjoy playing. You enjoy maths.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, I got it from other high people who are reading the maths, like Professor Alote, because he's a mathematician. I also want to become a mathematician.
But your father is also a mathematician. He's a maths teacher.
Yeah.
Was he the one who pushed you into this?
He first told me, and I agreed to it, and I went to read the maths.
Tell me about your progression, both of you, your progression through primary school and secondary school. How many years did you spend in primary school, Ruth?
I spent 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Less than 8 years. Elementary school. She went to nursery, that creche, at age 1 year, 7 months.
But from class 1? At what age did you go to class 1?
Around 4 years. Or
4
4.5
years.
years, yes.
And then what?
And then, see, the number of books that they have at school, they have the same thing at home. So they teach them over there, we also teach them here. So sometimes
you teach them at school, then you teach them at home as well.
Yeah, we have intensive home education for them.
Okay.
So when he went to nursery 1 to KG1, she spent 1 term in KG1, went to KG2, then stage 1, 2, 3, stage 4. She spent 1 term there, and then stage 5, 2 terms, and then went to GHS1.
Only
from
1
P5.
term in stage 4.
Stage 4.
2 terms in stage 5.
Yes.
So she did 2 years in one.
P4 or stage 4, stage 5. She did that in 1 year.
Right.
So yeah, then from there, she wrote entrance examination to GHS1, and she passed.
Junior high school.
That was at 9. And then, when I saw at GHS1, because she was coping, she was studying with her big sisters. The way she was solving the past questions, you could see that if she should try, she would do well. So at age 9 and in GHS1, we made her try, and she managed to pass.
So she did the JSS or JHS exams at 9.
Yeah, at 9.
At GHS1.
1, yeah. That means that she did all the 3 years in 1 year.
Right.
And then qualified to go to the secondary school. And she went to SHS1 at St. Louis at 10, where she offered, she read science, general science. Yeah.
And you cracked it.
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, I must say here that teachers at St. Louis did very, very, very well. I must say that. Okay. And then those are primarily too, they were day students. She and her other sister.
In senior in senior high school.
Senior high school.
Okay, you're not involved because you're too young.
Yes.
Okay.
So somebody had to accompany her, so she did that with the one who follows Grace. She's Josephine. She's very, very, very intelligent, just like.
So she's the one who follows Grace. Is how old?
She also completed at 14 plus. Yeah, he had 07, but wanted to do medicine at Tech. We failed to buy the form for UDS and Legon, so she wasn't picked for. She couldn't go to the medical school.
So she's how old now?
She's now 15.
So what she?
If she had entered the medical school, she could have been perhaps one of the youngest in the country.
So what's she doing now?
Now she's at home.
Waiting to enter.
We're trying to.
So at the very least, she will enter next year.
Perhaps. We're trying to get a school outside Ghana. Yeah. She wants to be a cardiologist.
And she's 15.
She's 15, yeah.
Ready for university.
Yes.
To study medicine.
Yes.
And Grace, so it's a similar story with you?
Yeah.
In terms of how many years you spent in primary school and secondary school?
It's a similar thing. The difference is, remember she said she wrote BC in GHS1 at 9 years. I was also 9 in GHS1, but I didn't write BC there. I progressed to GHS3, so that makes the difference. Yeah.
Okay.
So I went through GHS1, GHS2, and GHS3, completing GHS at 11. Then I entered Wesley Girls High School at 12, and I completed with the 2014 batch and entered University of Ghana, Lagos.
And then before then, Grace did a wonderful thing. Before she, started SHS, she had written NOBDEC, that is private WASI. Within 4 months, teachers at my end there, Pembrey College, we prepared her to write the 6 of the subjects. She had 3 Bs, and then 2 Cs, and then 1 E8. She nearly qualified at 12. We registered her. When we were registering her, she was 11. So that was credit for her. In fact, that made me, help this little girl to also go to, because I saw.
So Grace, you are the eldest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So showing signs of, perhaps being more intelligent or equally intelligent. So we saw that if you should push her, she could do that. And she did it.
You've got 8 children.
Yes, sir. A huge family. A big family.
What are you trying to do?
Well, I want some of them to become doctors, other scientists, and yeah. And it's not easy catering for 8 children, especially if you want the best of all forms of education for them. It's not easy at all. If you look at what I pay towards their extra classes at home, and whatever they do whatever extra class they do at school, the normal one, I let them take part. So if you consider all these things, there's a
How old is the
huge
youngest?
cost. About 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yes, a girl.
Is number 9 on the way?
No.
Okay.
People are saying that you should give birth to more because they are good, but financially you can cater for them all.
So, and the rest of them, we've talked about Grace, there's the one after Grace,
Josephine,
15, Josephine, there's Ruth.
And then Moses.
Moses,
Esther,
the boy.
Esther Moses, a girl.
Oh,
the one after Ruth.
Okay.
Is Esther Moses.
Is she also a prodigy?
For her, there's a little problem with her. When the mother gave birth to her, she had a problem so she could not breastfeed her. Perhaps we haven't done any experiment on that or research on that, but she's the ugly type. And after her, the 3 boys who follow, they are very, very, very good. So I'm made to believe that, but because she wasn't breastfed. That was
so it's all in. So it's not. So you are not responsible for this. The smartness of the kids is.
Well, according to my colleagues, they say in America there's been a research that says that intelligence comes from the mother, not from the father. Okay. So they want to tell me it's not from me, so I can't boast of that. Rather, it's from the mother.
It's from the mother.
But I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Okay, good. No quarrel.
Yes.
But you're a maths teacher, maths and physics, right? You teach maths and physics at
yes,
Prempeh. How are your students doing? How do your students perform?
Oh, they do very, 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 very well. I remember in 2011, when the SHS people were doing 4 years, those who were in year 3, before the final year, they were 48 in class. They all tried an object, and out of the 48, 44 had A1 in commerce alone. And more than...
They had A1 in what?
Commerce.
Commerce.
Yeah, commerce. And the remaining 4 had, each of them had B2, nobody had B3 in that class, before they go to the final year. And the more than 2 tests had A1 in elective maths. Yeah.
Of course, so perhaps also your contribution may well be the way you teach, perhaps? You think?
Yeah.
Do you teach maths differently? From your colleagues or from other maths teachers, maths and physics teachers?
No, because there are individual differences, each person and his style of teaching. But me, when I'm before a student, when I teach him or her, and if he or she doesn't understand it, it worries me more than it worries the student. So it makes me teach patiently. And I wouldn't mind going over 3 times. So always, most often, I need more time to teach a particular topic. So that I take time to go through it. That is why sometimes they may be in JSS1. When I'm teaching a class in secondary school, maybe Form 2 or Form 3.
Senior high.
Senior high. I include them. Grace was the first, and at the time Josephine or Ruth. They will join the Prempeh boys, or on a vacation class. On a vacation, when I'm teaching extra class, vacation class, which might include boys from Prempeh College, Opukuare, Presec, and I have all students from all these schools. And when they come, I put them together and I include my girls. So and because of the way I teach, they also follow it. I remember with Josephine, I gave a particular class consisted of Form 2, Form 1 boys. Josephine was able to score, she was then in JHS1, she scored 12 over 12, while some of the boys even had less than 10. Yeah. So perhaps because of the way I teach patiently, that is why I'm able to help my students do well in mathematics. Yeah.
Your father is taking credit for your intelligence.
Well, for that.
What about your own role in it? Your own part in it?
Okay, I wouldn't just associate the excellence to nature. Fine, it is there, but I believe that our effort too has played a part in it, because we always push to learn, such that even on my own, when daddy is not around, I know that I have to learn. He has made us see the importance of learning. And as human, if you know the importance of something, you don't need a push to do it. Because in his absence, I know that if I don't learn, he wouldn't always be there to provide for me. So let me then learn and then be able to fend for myself some time to come. And honestly, it's not always easy. At times, it gets so tiring. When at dawn, at night, it comes to wake you up, learn. At times, it gets just some way. Every time, learn. I remember when I was young, he would go to the book trust, get books for us. When he's leaving for work, you just get some page. Okay, I'm going, read from here to here. And I enjoyed them fine, but I think it's good. It's good looking at how we've had a part to play in it. Because if after all the pressure he's putting on us to learn, we chose not to learn, all this wouldn't have come. But we being obedient children has helped us a lot. So to all the children or the youth or my mates out there, I would only encourage them to be obedient and also respect their parents, because I believe they know better than us. It may not be all parents knowing better than their children, but I think naturally that's what it's supposed to be. So I've heeded to that notion, and it has helped me a lot, as well as my sisters and all my other siblings.
You're watching The Lounge. We're taking a quick break, back shortly. Welcome back. This is The Lounge. My guests, Ruth Gyan-Darkwa, 13 years old, studying maths at the University of Science and Technology. Her sister, Grace, 18 years old, in final year at the University of Ghana in Legon. She wants to be a lawyer. And I'm here with their father, a teacher. Let's take a moment and toast to authentic whiskey. Let's toast to Johnnie Walker, the original taste of whiskey. Since 1820, Johnnie Walker has remained the world's #1 Scotch whiskey and has won numerous awards for excellence. This because the impeccable formula of distillation has been jealously guarded over the ages, thus its distinctive taste. Johnnie Walker comes from an intricate blend of a wide spectrum of carefully selected flavors, giving it that unique taste savored by millions all over the world. So let's toast to the unquestionable taste of whiskey. Johnnie Walker, the whiskey the world knows best. Johnnie Walker, keep walking. Drink responsibly, not for sale to persons under 18 years and pregnant women. I've got a couple of messages that I'd just like to share before you make your point, Teacher Kwadwo.
Yes, sir.
So, Kwame Anochi says they've really done well and they need to be supported. Education shouldn't be about age. These girls are a beacon of hope and they are role models. Lucy Quist says, please ask them to share how their parents guided them. I suspect their parents focused on their potential right from when they were babies. And Nanaire Damwa says, awesome. Their father was a classmate at sixth form. You know Nanaire Damwa? And his nickname is Spaceman.
Yes, sir.
That's you. Because he always said he'll be the first African in space. Clearly, he has influenced his kids with that too. So we'll talk about space in a second, teacher. Eva says these intelligent humans are assets to this country. They need to be invested in. But we value politics more than human resources. Alex Bedu says, so her sister too went to school at 14 years. Ish, what a wow. Gilo says, I would like to know how they feel being in lectures with much older course mates and how their course mates and lecturers relate to them. So let me start with that. With you, Ruth. How does it feel like to be in the lecture halls with much older students?
I feel normal because I was with them when I was senior teachers and I wasn't afraid of them. So I feel normal.
Okay. Let me bring in this.
Yes.
Because of where, they were brought up, Prempeh College. They call something, sociologists, my school chaplain, Reverend Joe Monson will say that educology, and the environment. And I've told you that when I'm teaching Prempeh boys or other boys from other schools, I ask them to join them. So the presence of, studying with these boys, when they go out there, they don't fear any other.
They used to be with older children or older young adults.
That is what has, put that confidence in them to be able to learn among adults.
And that's true,
yeah.
Grace?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then there's the question about Nana Redamwa saying that you said, when you were a student, this is at what, Ghana National?
The Ghana
That's
National
where you did your sixth
I did
form.
my sixth form there.
But prior to sixth form, you went to?
I was Brekum Secondary School.
Brekum Secondary School.
And then before then, I was I started school in Sefi. It's Sam Debiso. And then I did part of the elementary there, then came to Brekum Methodist Model A. Completed middle school there, then went to Brekum Secondary School. And after, we were doing 5 years for the first part of secondary school. After that, we didn't have, those of us who didn't have sixth form, remember, in those days, some schools didn't have the sixth form. So we had to travel elsewhere for the sixth form education. So I went to Ghana National College. That was where I met Nana Damwa and other people, and my teacher, Mr. Johnson, gave me the name spaceman.
Because
Now, he will ask people, what will you do with physics? Some will mention engineering, others will mention this. And when he got to me, I said that I want to go to space. I said, wow, then you're a spaceman. We want to be like Professor Alote. Alote also came here.
did you enjoy maths yourself?
Very, very well. In fact, in our family, I think that gene, some of my stepbrothers, fantastic.
So, did you set out, because of your love for maths, did you set out to create, or, to make these children this way? Was it deliberate?
Oh, they have their natural ability. You see, they have their natural ability. They just flow with it. I just don't give them special attention in mathematics. But it just comes out.
Okay. So, your mother, what does she think about the kind of, if I may call it, pressure that you're under? Do you feel under pressure at all? Have you?
Okay, well, to feel under pressure, at times, that's the truth. At times, there's a little pressure, but I always know that the pressure is certain, but the after matters most. So no matter the pressure, I still cope with it, and in the end, it always ends up well. So no matter the pressure, I'm always ready to face it.
But what about doing the things that children do? Ruth, how do you relax? Do you go out and play with other children your age, apart from studying with young adults who are much older than you? Do you make time to play ampe?
Not really, but I have a phone, so I've been using my phone to entertain myself.
Okay, but what about running around and playing in the dirt and
at times
climbing a tree and falling down and watching cartoons?
I used to, but now because I'm at the university, I've now stopped.
So you used to watch cartoons?
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite cartoon?
I like Barbie.
Barbie, okay.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo.
For Scooby-Doo, I didn't really like it.
You didn't like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Do you have friends, do you have friends your age?
Friends at church.
At church?
Yeah.
Who are also 13 and so on?
Yeah.
And what level are they right now in school?
One
What
is in
stage?
JHS 1 and one is in JHS 2.
The JHS 1
Yes.
and 2.
Yes.
Let him come with this.
And you're in university.
Yes.
So what do you talk about?
What I talk about at
What do you
church.
talk with them about? About, yeah, of course, Jesus, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after Jesus,
That's
you only discuss Jesus.
But they asked me how school is, and I said, oh, school is okay.
Do you teach them? Do you teach sometimes? Would you like to be a teacher?
Well, I'll first like
Teach,
to be a mathematics lecturer. After that, I'll go to the space school.
Oh, okay. Now you'd like to go to space.
Yes.
Okay, so space woman.
I think that has come from my influence.
Your daddy said you should go to space.
Yeah.
But you yourself, do you want to go to space?
Yes.
You want to go to space?
Yes.
You want to be an astronaut?
Yeah.
Oh wow! What a wow!
Let
Just 1 second. What do you want to do yourself, Grace?
Okay, I've had that question from many people, but if you actually ask me, oh no, I've always had that question, If you ask me what I want to do in future, I have a lot I want to do, but the least of all is to be a lawyer.
That's like the bottom.
The bottom of it.
Okay. All right. So start from the top.
Okay, I want to see, or I pray or hope to see myself on the international level, working as a diplomat with the ICC, ICJ, UN, you know, that I'm into international relations simply. Yeah. So, but basically a lawyer by profession. Aside that too, I hope or I pray to be an entrepreneur, having all these firms. Probably, I'm not a doctor, but I could build a hospital, get doctors to work for me. Orphanages, I love to help the poor, especially the children as well, orphans, you know, I have the love for them all. So I have a lot on my mind, but basically I'd love to be a lawyer.
I thought that was excuse me, I thought that was like the least of them.
So basically,
okay,
a lawyer by profession.
Okay, so you want to be a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. And what about Joseph? Oh, she wants to be Josephine wants to be a doctor.
She wants to be,
and then you want to go to space.
Yes.
Wow.
And also a maths lecturer.
And a maths teacher in your spare time.
In fact,
when you're on Earth, you teach maths, but the rest of the time, you leave us here and you'll be watching us from space. Sorry, teacher.
Oh, okay. They are all good academically, and they all work hard. But on this platform, I want to say Ruth, she works hardest of all. They all know it. I remember when she was in GHS, around 3 a.m. she would be up learning. And when she started university, I think the second year into the course, around 1 something a.m. she was up. And hey, mommy, ceasefire. You don't attend university like that. She's very, very hard working. I believe she can go to space, or she can work with the, space people. Because I used to read about the astronauts in the US, and then the way they were admitted into the school. In each school, they wanted the students, the most intelligent student, or the one that works hardest and was most intelligent. The way Ruth is, I believe, she can be an astronaut. If Ghana will have a name for our astronauts, I believe she can be one of them. Yeah.
Well, there's a university in Ghana. I actually had them on the show a few months ago, where they are building satellites and sending them into space. You know about them.
Yeah. That All Nations.
Yes, All Nations University.
I was very happy to see this dream of mine realized in my lifetime. Yeah, in fact, they inspired me a lot, and I became very, very happy. And I think in future, Ruth can join the race. Yeah.
What does your mother do? What does your wife do?
She's a housewife.
Okay. Does she, is she
toward the education, when they start initially, she will teach them the abede, and then the alphabets, ABCD, and then the numbers. And at a certain point, when she cannot, she doesn't have much education. So at a certain point, I will come in. Yes. And the best topic in mathematics she teaches them is long division. For that one, she does well at it. So when they graduate from school, they come into mine, and then we bring in other teachers to help. And she is very, very supportive.
So Emmanuel also says, why is the teacher pushing his children? Shouldn't they take their time in education?
I think children must be guided. Bible says that teach the child the way he should go, and when he or she grows, will not depart from it. If you should leave children alone. So when I go to certain homes, I become very sad. The way, the method of their training, sometimes I dislike it, and I see such case will not end anywhere. But I realize if they should guide them properly, they could be great assets. That is why I don't force them. Grace, I wanted Grace to do science, but she said she opted for general arts, and I can say a lot there. Yeah. Ruth, for instance, she said that she doesn't. She plays a lot. I remember when she was going to write one of her exams at JHS. She was playing MP early morning around 6 o'clock or something. She was playing MP seriously.
The morning she was going to write the paper.
She had the paper and she was playing MP seriously.
So she's got the balance right. She makes time to play.
Yes.
I was asking you about MP.
And I checked too, she sings a lot. And she can draw, she can look at you and draw you Ruth.
You're an artist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're all round. I've got another question. Mike Ajapong says, interesting family, but it looks like more young people are entering university in recent times, and that Mike says he has a few people in mind. Jessica in Sakuna says, proud dad, great show. Thank you, Jess. Kuku Inkum says he's watching on Facebook Live. Amazing children. Congrats, Ruth and Grace. Message from Kuku Inkum. And Israel is also watching live on FB. Says this is interesting. Shout outs from Nananum 93. That's your year group, I guess, in Ghana National.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a platform I like so much.
Right. So, what do you do in your free time,
Grace?
Okay.
Grace.
What I do in my free time, wow. I just love to relax, and I'm usually on my phone because I'm not the TV type. My sister loves TV, but I don't like TV. I think it's natural. So if you leave me by the TV, I'll simply put it off. So usually
and
on my
instead do what?
And instead be on my phone, get a phone game, WhatsApp, IGFB. Yes, that's my life.
So tell me about how do you discipline yourselves with regard to gadgets, because that's one of the problems that we all face. Yeah. When there are things to be done, this thing sometimes gets in the way. Yeah. Of course, you can learn from it or with it, access information with it. But there's also a lot of fun things you can do with a device. And especially young people who are digital natives, who are more drawn to it because, that's what you know. How do you discipline yourself, know when to put this away and study?
Okay, thank you. The question is how I discipline myself. Discipline takes a conscious effort. So I know that it's time for lecture, I'm in class, but maybe there's something I need to check up on WhatsApp. I have to consciously drop the phone and listen to the lecturer. I can just pick up the phone, but discipline is always conscious effort. So with that in mind, I know there is time for this, there is time for that. If I'm tired and I need to play a game on my phone, I pick it up. But if it's time for us to go to church, it's time to listen to the lecturer, it's time to be on set, then it's time for that and solely that. So I just devote my time to what is necessary at that particular time. So now that maybe something else is not necessary, or this is the most important now, I'm sitting here and then ready for this. If this is over, I can have time for others. So it's simple. What I need to do at that time and put away the self-desires. Yeah.
Wow. And Ruth?
For me, I like games a lot, but at times I seize them, especially during lecture times. I just switch my phone off, and after lectures, when I'm free, I buy something to eat and I'll start WhatsApping. And now there's an application called Wattpad. There is where you read.
It's called what?
Wattpad.
Okay.
There is an application you use to read storybooks. So at times during my leisure time, I read storybooks there.
You read storybooks. What kind of stories? At what level are the stories you read? What for what ages? 13, 10, or 20, 25?
No, I don't read the older people's books. I read the young people.
You read children's books?
Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to reading stories, you read children's stories.
Yeah. And at times to the adolescent one.
Okay. And this is to you, Daddy. Do you find yourself, taking their gadgets from them sometimes?
I remember I did that too, especially Ruth. I bought a computer for them, and she was always on the computer. So because of that, to dismantle the whole thing. So that is it. And
she was on it playing.
Yes, and I think games, right?
Yes.
Yes, she was always on the computer, and I saw that would taught her. learning. So I dismantled the whole thing, and let me commend Grace here. When she was in stage 1, in KG2, I bought a book for her. And I gave the book to her in the evening, one evening. The following day, when I returned from town, she had finished reading the whole book. So
was this literature? Was it a storybook or?
It was a story.
Mm. So
that, made me laugh to buy more books for her. So around stage 1, the books the number of books that she had read, if you pad them up, it would be like this. And I remember when she was in stage 1.
This is stage 1.
Stage 1, a pile of them. I remember when she was in stage 1 or 2, there was this assignment given to SHS students, Form 1. I recopied, it was up to 10. I recopied those questions and gave it to her. She scored 8/10. She was in stage 1 or stage 2, I don't quite remember.
So she must have been like 6 or 7 years old.
And at that time, I think she was 6.
Do you remember?
5 years old.
I wouldn't remember.
You don't remember?
Around
you're too young
years.
to remember.
Mm-hmm. Around 5 or 6 years. Around 5, thereabout. So she likes reading. Mm-hmm. I don't compare them.
Okay.
But they have the love for it. But initially, I will initiate it in them. And then later, they'll pick it up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're watching The Lounge. We're taking a quick break. Back shortly. Welcome back. This is The Lounge. My guests, Ruth Gyan-Darkwa, 13 years old, studying maths at the University of Science and Technology. Her sister, Grace, 18 years old, in final year at the University of Ghana in Legon. She wants to be a lawyer. And I'm here with their father, a teacher. Let's take a moment and toast to authentic whiskey. Let's toast to Johnny Walker, the original taste of whiskey. Since 1820, Johnny Walker has remained the world's #1 Scotch whiskey and has won numerous awards for excellence. This because the impeccable formula of distillation has been jealously guarded over the ages, thus its distinctive taste. Johnny Walker comes from an intricate blend of a wide spectrum of carefully selected flavors, giving it that unique taste savored by millions all over the world. So let's toast to the unquestionable taste of whiskey. Johnny Walker, the whiskey the world knows best. Johnny Walker, keep walking. Drink responsibly, not for sale to persons under 18 years and pregnant women.
Yes,
I've got here a comment from Ruby who sent this from the States. She says, breastfeeding is truly the key. I'm so proud that both parents give their all to help their children. The child who wasn't breastfed can still do well if they give her him or her, is it a boy or girl?
Okay.
Omega-3 fish oil plus extra work.
Thank that person for that advice.
Okay.
We didn't know it.
So when you finish your first degree, what next, Grace?
Master's straight away.
Going on to do your master's straight?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got 4 years to go before you finish your first year. You'll be maybe 16 or 17. Okay. What is your date of birth?
29th May 2004.
Oh, that's so close.
People were doubting her age.
That's so close. Mine is 28th May.
Wow.
We should celebrate our birthdays together.
That is a.
Oh, that's the birth certificate. Okay.
That is a weighing card. This is
your weighing card.
More powerful than the birth set, so you can show it today.
Okay, to prove that they are the age they say they are.
Yes.
Birth weight 2.6 kilos. That's Ruth. You're very small. Sorry, you, Ruth. Okay. Yeah. No, we don't doubt you.
Thank you.
I mean, if anybody doubts it, they should just come up with a math problem for her to solve. At least pretty straight. I would have done that if I knew what math question to ask. But my math is very basic. It's addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. And even that, you have to keep it below 100. Otherwise I will get confused. But yes, almost the same birthday. I don't know why I'm not as smart as you. And what about you?
July 14, 1999.
July 14th, 1999.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you make time as a family? How do you spend time together as a family beyond studying and church?
Okay, when they were children especially, when I saw that they were feeling bored, I would pick up a poem. So they all sang it together. I quite remember, we used to sing. Grace, can you remember?
No.
She doesn't want to sing.
This old man. Can you sing it?
No, she's in university, please. She's in university. You wanted to sing this old man.
So
please.
we sing all these things, and then we laugh together. Sometimes they'll be doing the marching in the house. They will march them. We will live in a very small house anyway. They will come outside, and sometimes they will stand like students at parade.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Well, there are enough of them.
So they'll be marching and singing these songs, going through these poems, and after going through that, you see that they are relaxed.
Mm-hmm. Do you do house chores?
A lot.
A lot. A lot.
A lot.
But that's what.
Yeah.
It's a shared duty. Each of them plays her own role. Grace used to iron my clothes, shine my shoes, and then after that, she will help the mother in washing. Now it is Ruth who is doing the ironing, and then shining my shoes. Because
Grace is in Accra, Legon.
And Josephine will help the mother to wash our clothes. And sometimes Ruth clean the compound,
sweeping,
and we'll go and throw the refuse away. So, okay, you can. They can share it with you. So, Grace.
I think he said it all, so that's enough.
And the fufu, the pounding.
And the guys come and pound it at times too. If there is no one,
they pound and you can.
Yeah, at times if there is no one, we just find a means of doing it ourselves.
What do your friends think of you? Your age mates?
Let me be sure here. My classmates or age mates?
Age mates.
Okay. My age mates now see me to be there. I know. I mean, you know that there, like she's reached there. Yes, because I think the last time I found out, I think they just completed SHS or something, and in fact, I don't really have a group of people I'd call my classmates or age mates, because as time went on, my seniors became my classmates or age mates, and those seniors now then became juniors. So that overtaking something was there. So those who were originally my classmates, hence making them age mates as well, they are now way, excuse my language, but that's the truth, they are way behind. So they see me to be there, you know, getting there to a time, they feel like maybe because you think you are there, you are no longer their equal, but it makes it difficult at times for them to speak to me. But I calm down at times when I find that difficulty. I calm down and interact with them, and even with that kind of respect is still the rapport is no longer as it used to be, because there has become this there has been
gap.
Yes, exactly. But I do my best to bridge it, because I'm not happy with the way they see you to be there. I mean, we were all friends. We started playing Ampe together, and now if some years ahead, because of some, should I say, grace or whatever we'd call it, we are still friends, yeah, and that's what matters most. Friends are friends.
Right. And what about you, Ruth?
For me, my age mates tell me that I should continue learning hard. If I learn hard, I'll be able to achieve what I want to learn.
That's your age mates?
Yeah.
And what do you tell them about what you've been able to do? Do you think they could also do the same?
Yeah. One, they should be able to realize their potentials. And if they are not able to realize their potentials, they should at least tell their parents to help them. And they should be prayerful. They should always pray. And they should also be disciplined. They shouldn't be wasting their times doing all sorts of other things. They should also focus on their books too. So I would like to tell them that they should do all these things and to help them achieve what they want to do.
Wow. It's been exciting talking with you. Is there anything that you'd like to say that I haven't asked you?
Well, another part of me, aside the academic, I'm also a very spiritual person, and I think it has, to a large extent, influenced my achievement, if I may so call it. Yes, it hasn't just been the effort, because I believe people are also putting in this same effort, but how come I'm there? It's just by grace. So that spiritual part of me, I don't play with it at all, and in fact, that spiritual element influences other parts of my life, and the other parts do not influence the spirituality. I don't know if that's clear enough, but it's because of the spirituality I'm able to do what I do, and not that I do what I do and because of that I'm spiritual. No. And in fact, it has helped in my leadership. I'm currently an executive of my department. I'm the ASL president. ASL is English Students Association, Legon. I'm the president, and also when it comes to the church, we are members of the Church of Pentecost, and our student branch is PENSA, what we call PENSA. So for PENSA Legon, I am the what we call BET coordinator, and what that means is that for the 3 hostels at my side, the Bani, Ivandi, and TF, I'm the coordinator. What in simple terms, you'd call me the hall president. So for those 3 halls, and I think serving in the church has helped a lot in my service in the department. So you do stuff and everyone's like, wow, that's good. It's because I stole the idea from the church scenario, and it has influenced everything of mine to a very great extent, yeah.
So you play a leadership role as well,
yeah,
in at church and on
yes,
campus.
Please. Exactly.
Quick question before I wrap up: Are you resident or non-resident, Ruth?
Non-resident.
Non-resident, so you're home. All right. Listen, thank you so much. I learned so much from you, and when I become younger, I want to be like you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Teacher Kwadwo.
Yes,
I'll come for math lessons. I want to grow backwards.
You get it easily by the grace of God.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. My name is Sakyi-Addo. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week. Goodbye.